Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm doing a little bit of planting, very specific planting. I'm putting in some plants that will attract monarch butterflies. So if you've ever wanted to attract them into your yard, I've got the plants that you need. So let's get into it. Two plants here. Both of these are butterfly attracting. I'll get into the specifics of why shortly, but they're varieties of Asclepias, otherwise known as milkweed. I have this little spot here close to my house, or close to the back deck I should say, where I'm trying to create a little bit of a cottage garden. So lots of plants that look nice, beautiful flowers. Yeah, it's looking a little dry at the moment. We've had some hot weather, so definitely need to give things a little bit of a trim. But I'm going to plant my Asclepias in here. I already have some. I'll show you why I'm planting some more shortly. But I think I'm going to plant them near the other ones so the caterpillars can smell them out. I guess they can smell them out. Can caterpillars smell? Something I do not actually know. The problems with old houses is sometimes the soil is just full of rubble and shit that previous people back in the day have just thrown in the backyard and buried. I find bits of brick, bits of ceramic, lots of stones. Got a little bit of compost here that I'm going to add into the hole, try and improve the soil a little bit, make it not so sandy and rubbly. Bits of brick, all sorts of rubbish in here, stones. So the first plant is the blood flower. I'm assuming because it has these red flowers on them at the end. Asclepias curasavica. That's my Latin for you. Come on. That's one in. I think I'll put the other one just here, right next to it. What is this? Massive stones. Big stones. Pretty much a whole ass brick. So definitely having some compost in. Give the plants a fighting chance. This one is called a swan plant. Asclepias, can't say this one. Asclepias physocarpa. That's not so hard to say. But it has funky looking seed pods I'll stick one up on the screen somewhere. Big bulbous seed pods with like little spikes on them. So that one's going in just here. Now you're probably wondering why you need to plant these Asclepias varieties or milkweed. Well, it's because these are the host plants for the monarch butterfly. They will hunt them out. Do they smell? Can butterflies smell? They'll find the plants and actually lay their eggs on the undersides of the leaves. This is where the caterpillars will emerge, and they will use this plant to feed until they are ready to pupate and turn themselves into monarch butterflies. Now there is one downside to this. The monarch caterpillars are very hungry, and they have a habit of stripping the plants. So you can see here, this one has already been stripped of all its leaves. And this little one stem here. So this little guy who's feeding right now is doing a very quick job of munching all the leaves before they can produce new ones. So it can be a little expensive trying to get monarchs to come to your yard, because you do have to replace the plant sometimes. The best way to do it is to establish the plants in the off season so they get quite large so that they can handle being a little bit munched on. Whereas these plants are quite small, so they're going to be stripped of leaves before you know it. That's why I did put some more in. Whilst the caterpillars like to munch on the Asclepias, the milkweed, the butterflies need to feed on nectar. So something like a buddleia is also very attractive to the monarchs. So having that in the garden as well will bring them in, so they've got somewhere to feed, and then the milkweed, they've got somewhere to lay their eggs. I bought this funky looking different variety of buddleia that I'm going to plant in next to the milkweeds. Buddleia weyeriana. I've got all this yarrow that I've had planted here probably for a good year and a half, 2 years maybe, and it's just never flowered. I don't think it gets enough light. So I'm gonna pull it out. Ooh, I might need a shovel. And I'll plant the buddleia in here. Oh, jeez, it's in there good. Soil is somewhat better in this little corner here. It's been improved over the last couple of years. Still lots of stones in there. Got a little bit of compost as well, just to chuck in the bottom. Mix it around. Ooh, in the eyes. Have you ever wondered why monarch butterflies and caterpillars don't get eaten by birds? Well, that is because of the milkweed. Milkweed itself exudes a milky sap, which is actually toxic to creatures like birds. The caterpillars can ingest these toxins without harm to themselves, but it in turn makes them toxic to the birds. Good little defense mechanism, hey? Well, thank you for joining me in the garden. I hope you found that informative. And let me know in the comments if you've are already growing milkweed, or if this has inspired you to head out and grab some to plant in your garden. And we'll see you next time. Bye.